Chapter 4. The Silent Mind. Sometimes I must be silent, for that is the only way to know a little better, to think a little wiser, to become a little more perfect, to claim God a little sooner. Quieten the mind. No matter which path you follow for meditation, the first and foremost task is to try to make the mind calm and quiet. If the mind is constantly roaming, if it is all the time a victim of merciless thoughts, then you will make no progress whatsoever. The mind has to be made calm and quiet so that when the light descends from above, you can be fully conscious of it. In your conscious observation and conscious acceptance of light, you will enter into a profound meditation and see the purification, transformation, and illumination of your life. How will you make the mind calm and quiet? The mind has its own power, and right now this power is stronger than your present eagerness and determination to meditate. But if you can get help from your heart, then gradually you will be able to control your mind. The heart, in turn, gets constant assistance from the soul, which is all light and all power. Emptying the mind. You must not think that when there is nothing in your mind, you will become a fool or act like an idiot. This is not true. If you can keep your mind calm and quiet for 10 or 15 minutes, a new world will dawn within you. This is the root of all spiritual progress. Right now, you can make your mind calm and quiet for only a few seconds or for a moment, but if you can maintain your calmness, poise, and tranquility for half an hour or even for 15 minutes, I assure you that inside your tranquility, a new world with tremendous divine light and power will grow. When you do not have any thought in your mind, please do not feel that you're totally lost. On the contrary, feel that something divine is being prepared in your pure and aspiring nature. You cannot expect immediate results. The farmer sows the seed and then he waits. He never expects the crop to spring forth all at once. It takes a few weeks or a few months to germinate. Your mind can be like a fertile field. If you plant the seed of silence and poise and cultivate it patiently, sooner or later you are bound to reap the bumper crop of illumination. The mind is not necessary for meditation because thinking and meditating are absolutely different things. When we meditate, we do not think at all. The aim of meditation is to free ourselves from all thoughts. The thought is like a dot on a blackboard. Whether it is good or bad, it is there. Only if there is no thought whatsoever can we grow into the highest reality. Even in profound meditation, thoughts can come in, but not in the highest, deepest meditation. In the highest meditation, there will be only light. Slowly and steadily, if you can still your restless mind, immediately and cheerfully, God will open his measureless heart. Beyond the mind. In light, vision and reality are one. You're sitting there and I am standing here. Let us say that I am the vision and you're the reality. I have to look at you and enter into you in order to know you. But in the highest meditation, reality and vision are one. Where you are, I am also there. Where I am, you are. We are one. That is why in the highest meditation we do not need thoughts. In the highest meditation, the knower and the thing to be known are one. Even reflection, which is a quiet kind of introspective thinking, is far from the disciplined vastness of meditation. The moment we start thinking, we play with limitation and bondage. Our thoughts, no matter how sweet or delicious at the moment, are painful and destructive in the long run because they limit and bind us. In the thinking mind, there is no reality. Each moment we are building a world, and the following moment we are breaking it. The mind has its purpose, and in the spiritual life, we have to go far above the mind to where there is eternal peace, eternal wisdom, and eternal light. When we go beyond thinking with the help of our aspiration and meditation, only then can we see and enjoy God's reality and God's vision together. How to purifying the mind. The mind is almost always impure, and it almost always brings in unaspiring thoughts. Even when it is not doing this, the mind is still a victim to doubt, jealousy, hypocrisy, fear, and other undivine qualities. All negative things first attack the mind. The mind may reject them for a minute, but again they knock at the mind's door. This is nature of the mind. The heart is much, much purer. Affection, love, devotion, surrender, and other divine qualities are already there in the heart. That is why the heart is much purer than the mind. Even if you have fear or jealousy in your heart, the good quality of the heart will still come forward. But again, the heart may not be totally pure because the vital being is near the heart. The lower vital, which is situated near the navel, tends to come up and touch the heart center. It makes the heart impure by its influence and proximity. But at least the heart is not like the mind, which deliberately opens its door to impure ideas. The heart is far better than the mind, and best is the soul. The soul is all purity, light, bliss, and divinity. 1. Becoming the soul. In order to purify your mind, the best thing to do is to free every day for a few minutes during your meditation that you have no mind. Say to yourself, I have no mind, I have no mind. What I have is the heart. Then after some time, feel, I don't have a heart. What I have is the soul. When you say, I have the soul, at that time you will be flooded with purity. But again you have to go deeper and farther by saying not only I have the soul, but also I am the soul. At that time, imagine the most beautiful child you have ever seen and feel that your soul is infinitely more beautiful than that child. The moment you can say and feel, I am the soul, and meditate on this truth, your soul's infinite purity will enter into your heart. Then from the heart, the infinite purity will enter into your mind. when you can truly feel that you're only the soul will purify your mind. 2. The inner flame. Before you meditate, try to imagine a flame inside your heart. Right now, the flame may be tiny and flickering. It may not be a powerful flame, but one day it will definitely become most powerful and most illuminating. Try to imagine that this flame is illuminating your mind. In the beginning, you may not be able to concentrate according to your satisfaction because the mind is not focused. The mind is constantly thinking of many things. It has become a victim of many uncomely thoughts. The mind does not have proper illumination, so imagine a beautiful flame inside your heart, illuminating you. Bring that illuminating flame inside your mind. Then you will gradually see a streak of light inside your mind. When your mind starts getting illuminated, it will be very, very easy to concentrate for a long time and also to concentrate more deeply. 3. Purifying the breath. Before you start your meditation, repeat Supreme about 20 times as fast as possible in order to purify your breath. Feel that you're really growing into the very breath of God. Unless and until the breath is purified, the mind will not remain one-pointed. 4. God wants me. I need God. Focus your attention on a picture. You can look at your master's picture or you can look at yourself in the mirror. If you concentrate on your own reflection, feel that you're totally one with the physical being that you're seeing. Then try to enter into the image that you're seeing. From there, you should try to grow with one thought. God wants you and you need God. Repeat, God wants me, I need God. God wants me, I need God. Then you will see that slowly, steadily, and unerringly, this divine thought is entering into you and permeating your inner and outer existence, giving you purity in your mind, vital, and body. In your mind, vital, and body. 5. Asserting control over the mind. You can tell your mind, I shall not allow you to go in your own way. Now I want to think of God. Repeat the name of God inwardly or aloud. Then say, I want to have purity in my whole existence. Then repeat, purity, purity, purity. At that time, you're not allowing your mind to think of impurity or of any other thing. Don't give your mind a chance to wander. Simply utilize your mind for your own purpose. You have millions of things to accomplish in and through the mind. But the mind is so naughty and mischievous that if you don't utilize it, it will utilize you. 6. Throw them out. Each time an undivine thought enters into your mind, throw it out of your mind. It is like a foreign element, a thief that has entered your room. Why should you consciously allow a thief to remain in your room when you have the capacity to throw him out? When an undivine thought enters into your mind, just capture the thought and throw it into the blazing fire of your inner aspiration. 7. Strangling bad thoughts. When a thought comes, that is not pure, good, or divine, immediately repeat the word Supreme very fast. The Supreme is my Guru, your Guru, everybody's Guru. Repeat Supreme very fast, and each time you use the word Supreme, feel that you're creating a snake that will coil around the undivine thought and strangle it. Question and answer. Question. I am a beginner in meditation and I find that I cannot control my thoughts. How can I have a successful meditation? Answer. If you are a beginner, try to allow only divine thoughts to enter into you and not undivine thoughts. It is better not to have any thoughts at all during meditation, but it is next to impossible for the beginner to have a mind without thoughts. So you can begin by having good thoughts. I want to be good. I want to be more spiritual. I want to love God more. I want to exist only for Him. Let these ideas grow within you. Start with 1 or 2 divine ideas. Today I will be absolutely pure. I will not allow any bad thought, but only peace to enter into me. When you allow one divine thought to grow inside you, you will see that immediately your consciousness changes for the better. Start with divine ideas. Today I want to feel that I am really a child of God. This will not be a mere feeling but an actual reality. Feel that the Virgin Mary is holding the child Christ. Feel that the Divine Mother is holding you in her arms like a baby. Then feel, I really want to have wisdom light. I want to walk with my Father. Wherever He goes, I will go with Him. I will get light from Him. Some people don't have ideas like this. Creative thoughts and ideas don't come. There is just a vacuum. You may ask which is better, to have many silly messages in the mind or no messages at all. But there is a negative, inconscient way of meditating which has no life in it. This is not the silent mind. This is not the silent mind. It is not productive. In real meditation, the mind is silent, but at the same time it is conscious. Question. Ideally, should one reject all thoughts during meditation? Answer. The best thing is try not to allow any thought to enter your mind, whether it is a good thought or bad thought. It is as though you're in your room and somebody is knocking at your door. You have no idea whether it is an enemy or a friend. Divine thoughts are your true friends, and undivine thoughts are your enemies. You would like to allow your friends to enter, but you do not know who your friends are. And even if you do know who your friends are, when you open the door for them, you may find that your enemies are also there. Then, before your friends can cross the threshold, your enemies will also enter. You may not even notice any undivine thoughts, but while the divine thoughts are entering, the undivine thoughts, like thieves, will also secretly enter and create tremendous confusion. Once they have entered, it is very difficult to chase them out. For that you need the strength of solid spiritual discipline. For 15 minutes you may cherish spiritual thoughts, and then in just a fleeting second an undivine thought will come. So the best thing is not to allow any thoughts at all during your meditation. Just keep the door bolted from inside. There was a time when I loved you. Oh, world, my thought world. But now I love the beauty of a silenced mind and the purity of a gratitude heart. Your real friends will not go away. They will think something is wrong with him. Usually he is so kind to us, so there must be some special reason why he is not opening the door. They have sympathetic oneness, so they will wait indefinitely. But your enemies will wait just for a few minutes. Then they will lose all patience and say, "It is beneath our dignity to waste our time here." These enemies have their pride. They will say, "Who cares? Who needs him? Let us go and attack somebody else." If you pay no attention to a monkey, the monkey will eventually go away and bite somebody else. But your friends will say, "No, we need him and he needs us. We will wait indefinitely for him." So after a few minutes, your enemies will go away. Then you can open the door and your dearest friends will be there waiting for you. If you meditate regularly and devotedly, after some time you will become inwardly strong. Then you will be able to welcome the divine thoughts and chase away the undivine thoughts. If you are getting a thought of divine love, divine peace, or divine power, then you will allow that thought to enter into you and expand. You will let it play and grow in the garden of your mind. While the thought is playing and you're playing with it, you will see that you're growing into it. Each divine thought that you let in will create a new and fulfilling world for you and will surcharge your entire being with divinity. After a few years of meditation, you will have enough inner strength to let in even the undivine thoughts. When an undivine thought comes into your mind, you will not reject it. You will transform it. When somebody undivine knocks at your door, if you have enough strength to compel him to behave properly once he enters, then you can open the door for him. Eventually, you have to accept the challenge and conquer these wrong thoughts. Otherwise, they will come back to bother you again and again. I am so proud of my mind. Why? Because it has started enjoying little things. A simple thought, a pure heart, a humble life. You have to be a divine potter. If the potter is afraid to touch the clay, then the clay will remain always clay and the potter will not be able to offer anything to the world. But if the potter is not afraid, he can transform the clay into something beautiful and useful. It is your bounden duty to transform undivine thoughts, but only when you're in a position to do so safely. Question: what is the best way to deal with undivine thoughts that come during meditation? Answer: the moment a negative or uninspiring thought enters your mind, you should try to use your aspiration to reject it, because during meditation everything is very intense. While you're talking or engaging in ordinary activities, you can have any kind of thought, but your thoughts are not intense at those times. But if any undivine thought comes during meditation, The power of your meditation enlarges and intensifies it. Your spiritual life grows weaker the moment you allow your mind to indulge in unaspiring thoughts during meditation. If a good thought comes, you can try to enlarge it, or you can try to lift it up to a higher level. But if you have a bad thought, try to cut it off immediately. How will you do this? If the thought that is attacking you is coming from the outer world, try to master your soul's will from your heart and bring it right in front of your forehead. The moment your soul's will is seen by the thought that which is trying to enter into you, that thought is bound to disappear. But if you do not have the inner capacity to do this, do not become upset. Sometimes when wrong thoughts come during meditation, the seeker feels that the strength of the wrong thought is so powerful that even if has meditated for 2 or 3 hours, it is all useless. One ordinary thought or wrong thought comes in and he feels that he has lost everything. This is foolish. As long as you do not allow your mind to dwell on them, you should not give any importance to wrong thoughts at that particular moment. If emotional thoughts, lower vital thoughts, or sex thoughts enter into you during meditation and you're not able to keep them out or throw them out, try to feel that these thoughts are as insignificant as ants. Just pay no attention to them. If you can feel that the spiritual power that you have spiritual power that you have received from your meditation is infinitely stronger than the power of the wrong thoughts, then these wrong thoughts cannot utilize your meditative power for their own purpose. But what often happens is that you become terribly afraid of these thoughts and dwell on them. By thinking about them and being afraid of them, you give them power. It is true that wrong thoughts can become intense during meditation, but you can easily bring it to the four good thoughts that you can easily bring to the 4 good thoughts that are infinitely more powerful. During meditation, when wrong thoughts come to you, immediately try to recollect one of your sweetest or highest divine experiences. Enter into your own experience which you had a few days ago or a few years ago and try to bring it into your mental consciousness. You will see that while you're fully immersed in your own experience, the thought from the lower vital plane is bound to leave you because the highest, deepest, purest joy is in your consciousness. Divine joy is infinitely more powerful than pleasure. The nectar delight of your own spiritual experience is infinitely stronger than your lower vital forces. In this way, you can solve the problem without leaving your meditation. Wrong thoughts come to attack you and take away your divine feelings, divine thoughts, and divine power. But when you pay all attention to divine thoughts and encourage and cherish only divine feelings, in many cases the wrong thoughts just go away. They say, "He does not care for us. We have no place here." Wrong thoughts also have their pride, and they are terribly jealous of divine thoughts. They do not care for you if you do not care for them. So far, I have been talking about thoughts that come from outside, but sometimes undefined thoughts arise from within. In the beginning, it is difficult to distinguish between thoughts that are coming from outside and those that come from within. But gradually, you will be able to feel the difference. The thoughts that are coming from outside can be driven back faster than the thoughts that attack you from within. But if impure and unlit thoughts arise from inside you, then you can do one of two things. You can try to feel that there is a hole right at the top of your head. Then make the thoughts flow out like a river which goes only in one direction and does not come back. They are then gone and you're freed from them. The other method is to feel that you're the boundless ocean, all calm and quiet, and that the thoughts are like fish on the surface. The ocean pays no attention to the ripples of the fish.